Right folks, and welcome back. So we've just been trying to finish the gates and get the yard finished this weekend. I'll turn the camera around and show you what we've been up to. So people do keep asking about the Land Rover lightweight restoration projects. Like I say, I'm starting on the green one shortly. I don't want to pull it apart until I've got room to get it kind of parked up to strip it, and I need to strip the red one at the same time. I've held off working on them because there's a bit of trouble with the DVLA just now. Not me, but other people with Land Rovers seem to be getting letters off the DVLA asking for chassis numbers, asking for photos of them. There seems to be a change in what the DVLA is accepting on a restoration. I think you've got to keep the original chassis, or if you swap a chassis you've got to have evidence and approval certificates and all this. Maybe somebody else will know a bit more. I did check the DVLA website when I read about this on the Land Rover forum, and they do seem to have updated the fact that you're to keep your historic registration and tax and MOT exempt status. I think the vehicle's not got to have not had a chassis, axle or engine swap in the last 30 years, which is, yeah, there's not been a lot of notification of that, but that seems to be what it says on the DVLA website now that it's been updated. So I'm going to hold off doing any work to them until we've had clarification of what we can do. So a few people seemed upset that I'd concrete shuttered the gate posts. People thought I should have built them out of brick. In southwest Scotland, you know, it's fairly traditional to build stuff out of stone or concrete shutter it and then lime wash it. So these are concrete shuttered with a weld mesh in a core. There's a girder hidden inside them. Second-hand set of gates I bought years ago. I've got the protectors on the top, which are lions. One's sleeping, one's wide awake. They protect your property. So this was concrete shuttered, and then we've done it with a lime, I don't know what you'd call it, like a lime plaster, lime cement wash. I think it's 3 parts lime, 1 part Portland cement, and I think 2 parts sand. So that's kind of generally what farm buildings are done with around here, and then they get lime wash on top. I think different parts of the country are different, but that's what people use around here, and the estates all use, like on the stone buildings. So that's what they use to repair them and then lime wash them. I've managed to, there's about half a cube of concrete in there. It's only a little shutter at the top because we're going to have to key it in with weld mesh when we concrete the entrance. But we've put a couple of bits of galvanised pipe. They were an old transit van roof rack that came off a scrapped van, off one of the old shape ones. I think it came off a Mark 6. So made a couple of eyelets so we can secure the gates so they don't blow in the wind. I'm going to concrete an eyelet so we can lock that one back, and so this one can be locked into position. Obviously the gates aren't perfect, they're galvanised, big old gates, but they're all broken here. I've had to straighten that rod, and it doesn't sit right, so it kept falling down, so I've had to hammer a bit of roof rack over the top. I've had to make some, I don't know what you'd call them, guides. We found a broken one off that, put on there, we've welded that, sprayed it with some zinc spray. Made a couple of lugs there just so. Just so the lock, padlock goes in there. They will get painted, but they need jet washed off. There's quite a lot of algae on them and stuff. But that's it. So what else have we been doing? Well, we've been getting the fence ready. Some of those boards needs changed. And this parking bay here, this has now had about 24 tonne of this kind of hardcorey stuff that I've been digging out of a pit in the hill. It's a mixture of like clay and rock, so you have to kind of tip it in, level it and then track it in, and it goes nice and solid. That saved me about 600 quid in buying road planings. So that 600 quid can go towards some concrete. We're not going to put the concrete that deep there, but you can probably see it's all going to be sloped into the grid, and then we're going to run it down to this grid as well. But that's 30 foot by 20 foot, that bay, so that'll give us parking for at least 3 vehicles. Need to get the clutch unstuck on the dumper and then we'll get that shifted. If anybody knows how to do that, let me know. I'm having a bit of trouble there, but I need to get this moved because we've got another electric cable to run in, and then we're going to get this part of the yard concreted as well, and hopefully the place will look a bit tidier. I've had a lad helping me today finishing the creosoting on this shed, so we're getting that creosoted, and then we're going to do like a lime slurry the same as that on the blocks, and it'll probably get painted with a lime wash for this year, and then maybe Dulux weather shield after that, just to waterproof the block work. Cost me a lot of money at the time to build that shed. Cost me every penny I had in the world and more, so won't just make it last, you know. Going to get the girders painted in some black hammerite. Everything's been creosoted, and might just want a bit more creosote on the door, but that's hopefully getting tidied up, and it'll be a future project.